You are not just another hustling salesperson. You are the expert, the resource, the valuable partner for your clients. And how you grow your business should reflect how your clients see you. Welcome to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. We generate referrals without asking, build positive client experiences, and help you take control of your business. Here's your charmingly sarcastic host, Stacey Brown Randall.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 165 of the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Brown Randall. Okay, so I teased you with this last week, but now I'm going to give you the link this week and give you the dates and all the good things you need to know because we have our next live referral 4-day challenge coming up. And we kick off on August 30th. So you have plenty of time to get yourself signed up and registered and snag your spot and get ready to go. It is our 4-day referral challenge. I hope that you will join us. I just need an itty bitty, just a little bit of your time for 4 days to help you build a great referral foundation and to get you thinking the right way to uncover your referral explosion. Where do you go to sign up? Well, I'm so glad you asked. You go to stacybrownrandall.com/challenge. And Stacey has an E. And yes, that is /challenge because that's what we're doing. I'm challenging you to think different, to do different things, to be different when it comes to your referral explosion, specifically your referral foundation of your overall strategy. So again, we kick off on August 30th. We haven't done a challenge. I think the last one we did was in May. So it's been way too long. It's almost like, it feels like 4 months. I don't know exactly when in May we did the last one, but it felt like it was so long ago. It's time to bring it back. Summer is over. Well, almost at the time of this recording. And it is time to do our live referral challenge on August 30th. Go to stacybrownrandall.com/challenge and invite a friend to join you. We do really cool prizes. I think they're cool. We do really cool prizes. Invite another business owner, friend, or colleague of yours, or whoever's in that networking group with you. Invite them to do this challenge with you. Trust me, having somebody else going through it that can help hold you accountable and you can hold them accountable makes the 4 days fly by with success because you actually complete it. You don't just sign up and then never do anything with the challenge. So please get yourself and your friends all signed up at stacybrownrandall.com/challenge. Okay, this is our final episode for the client experience series. I'm kind of sad. Like when I think about it, we have been doing this series since episode 151. That is 14 episodes. That's 14 weeks you guys have been with me as we have been going through this client experience. I say 14. In my head, I think that's what the math says, but we all know I don't do public math. And when I do, I typically add and subtract wrong, so I could be wrong, but it was a whole bunch of episodes, starting way, way, way back with episode 151. And we've gone through understanding what the client experience is and what it is not, hence customer service. We've gone through giving you the definition, giving you the different stages, the formula of the client experience. What is the 2-part formula that makes a client experience a client experience? We've talked about why it's so important. And yes, because we want repeat clients. And yes, because we want awesome brand reputation and brand buzz out there in the marketplace, but also because we want to be referable so we can get more referrals. So we've talked about so many parts of the client experience. We have broken it down. We have looked at the stages. We have talked to other business owners who have done what you have done or done what you're thinking of doing and gone through the process of really tweaking and making their client experience better. We've done it all. We even talked about a tool that's really helpful for engagement, and that's the Bonjoro video tool, the app that I use. They even gave a really cool discount of 20% off for life, whether you pay yearly or monthly, 20% off just for the listeners, just for you guys of this podcast. You can learn all about that at stacybrownrandall.com/Bonjoro. That's BONJORO. And of course, we will put that link in the show notes for this episode, stacybrownrandall.com/165. That may be easier. Just go to stacybrownrandall.com/165 and you will find the link not only to our 4-day referral challenge coming up in a couple of weeks, but also to the Bonjoro special 20% off for life discount. We've done it all in this client experience series. What's crazy is we actually haven't done it all because I have a whole book that I've been writing as I've been doing this podcast with you guys. It's also been helping me write. And what I have found would be really hard is the things that are in the book, that I just didn't have space and time for in the podcast, because this podcast is not solely dedicated to the client experience. We talk about more than the client experience. We actually spend most of our time talking about referrals. And then, of course, towards the end of the year, we always love to talk about reverse goal setting. But we spend most of our time about referrals, not client experience. But what I realized in writing the book, there's actually a lot of stuff that just didn't get included in this series. But I'm really proud of this series and of these 14 episodes, because I know that they are giving you a great foundation, particularly with last week's episode with the unpacking your client experience activity or exercise in episode 164. If you go through that, I know we've given you a great foundation and great ideas of how to get started and then where to go next. But when the book finally does come out in 2022, sorry, I know that's a long time from August of 2021, but when the book finally does come out in 2022, know that there will actually be some more stuff in there. You'll read a lot of stuff you've already heard if you've been listening to every episode, but maybe by next year you may have forgotten some of it, so it'll be a great refresher, and you get to uncover all the things you haven't yet learned because of this episode. But there is one more thing I wanted to make sure we talked about before I wrapped this client experience series puppy up, and we put a bow on it, and we moved into another topic for next episode. And that is receiving referrals from your client experience. And I know for some of you, this is like, oh, good, finally got good, right? I hope you're not actually thinking that. I hope you don't sit there and just think, just tell me what I need to know when it comes to referrals. Well, because then you've kind of missed the whole point. Because the very first thing I want to teach you about receiving referrals from your client experience, and I've got a couple of points I want to make today. The very first thing I want to teach you about receiving referrals from your client experience is that having a sticky, intentional client experience allows you to be referable. But that doesn't necessarily mean it will make it rain referrals. Let that sink in for just a minute. Let me repeat it. For those of you multitasking, come back to me, because this is super, super important. Your sticky client experience will allow you to be referable. Having a sticky client experience allows you to be referable, but that won't make it rain referrals. That's right. You've got to have a sticky client experience for people to be willing to refer you. And guess what? For some of your clients, just based on that, they will refer you. It'll be awesome. It'll be amazing. I can't wait for you to experience if you haven't yet. If you have experienced referrals from clients because they're just so stinking darn happy with working with you, then you know you got a referable process. You know you got a sticky client experience. You know what it feels like. It's pretty darn amazing. But those referrals will always continue to remain sporadic and happenstance, because it's not going to make it rain referrals unless you get really serious about that sticky client experience in terms of honing in on a couple of points I want to make. And there's two of them that I think are really, really important. So my first point is this. I want you to have a sticky client experience because that will allow you to be referable, but that doesn't mean it will rain referrals. I want you to think about receiving from your clients who go through this amazing sticky client experience, because you've built it that way, the way you've been taught over these episodes, over this series, is about 20 to 30% of your clients will refer you. And maybe it'll be less for you, and maybe it'll be more for you, but it's not going to be like 99% are going to refer you just because they went through an amazing client experience. Some are going to need a little bit more of a push than just an amazing client experience. Which brings me to the 2 points I want you to understand about being referable. You have to be referable to receive referrals. But if you're looking to get more referrals or turning clients who aren't referring you into referrals, again, there's a whole process that I teach in that. It's part of the training in the Growth by Referrals program. It's also a standalone program too called Referring Machines. But here's the other 2 things I need you to know. When you're thinking about trying to receive referrals from your client experience, I want you to notice what I call referral hot zones. Now, to be honest with you, I really don't know if that's the best way to describe this. It's just what came to mind when I was building it out forever ago. And I was like, hot zones. It's like a hot zone of when referrals happen. I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll come up with a better term. But I want you to notice your referral hot zones. Those are particular times or spots within your client experience when you seem to receive referrals. So, for example, it could be right after somebody signs up to work with you, and in all that anticipation they feel for how amazing this process is going to be, they refer you. Or maybe you notice that more referrals, one of your referral hot zones, come once the work that you're doing for them has been delivered. And there's this excitement because they see this path and this plan forward, and they know they're finally got that piece of their life in control, whether it's in their business or their personal life, because you help them do it. And there's this excitement and feeling of in control and having a little bit of peace, right, when you deliver the work. Or maybe one of your referral hot zones is after the results have been received. Right. So yes, they're excited after they sign up, or they have anticipation after they sign up. And yes, they're excited when you deliver the work. But when they see it work for them and they actually have the results received, that is when they feel powerful, right? That is when they make that connection back to you, to what you have done for them. Any one of those, or all of those, or maybe for you, none of those, could be a referral hot zone. When we think about our referral hot zones, and I just gave you 3, but that doesn't mean you don't have other ones within the way that you do your business, right? I mean, the way that you run your client experience could mean you've got different types of referral hot zones, right? So whether it's right after they say yes to working with you, or right when the work is delivered, or right when their results are received, it could be further along in their alumni stage, right? Like, it just kind of depends on, do you have kind of what we call those referral hot zones within your business, where if you were to track when referrals are received from clients, you could discover patterns. If you've ever downloaded my referral tracker, and I have mentioned and talked about this referral tracker on a number of episodes, I will give the download link in the show notes for this episode, stacybrownrandall.com/165. I'm going to give the referral tracker to you again. You guys, if you've ever seen this, you know it is a simple Excel spreadsheet. And I keep it simple because I know if it's simple, you're more likely to use it. That doesn't mean you need to use it. But within my referral tracker, one of the things I tell you to track is the date, right? So from this point forward, right? I'm not saying you have to go back and recreate, though. Going back and recreating this data is awesome. We talk all about that in Module 2 of the Growth by Referrals program, just when we're trying to identify your existing referral sources. But if you go back and you're tracking the date at which somebody refers you, it is easy to pinpoint what else was going on if you have the date. So if I know that Diana or Rick or Adam or Jackie referred me on February 21st of 2021, and then they're all clients, and I can go back and see, well, what was happening in that time period? What touch point was being delivered on in the client experience for them? And it turns out that's when they all updated their first round of quarterly results from following the Growth by Referrals program and everything I teach. They've got the referral plan in place. They're 3 months in. They upload their first round of results, and they're like, this is amazing. And then they all refer me. And that's when I know I've got a referral hot zone. So for some of you, you're not going to know. And I would say for all of you, actually, I'm going to go out on a ledge here and just state my claim. I would say that none of you actually know if you have a referral hot zone until you are tracking your results, whether tracking from here forward to see or looking backwards to see as we go back, right? Looking backwards to see where those referrals have come in from clients, because we're talking about the client experience, not your centers of influence, but from clients. Are they related to a referral hot zone, a point or a time period within your business where they refer someone else to you? And again, folks, if there's one thing I know, I also know that everybody in my program can upload amazing results, and they're not all still going to refer me. Because even though they may be learning about how to get referrals without asking, it doesn't mean they're actually all inclined to give referrals, which is probably something we should all work on, right? But the idea there is when you think about this, you've got to track to discover your patterns. Those of you who are sitting here and you're anecdotally right now trying to analyze the last couple of referrals that came in from clients and what was happening in that client's world, you're going to add some perspective to it or context to it that maybe is wrong. You got to look at the data. You got to go back and you got to actually maybe even open up the spreadsheet or open up the client relationship, the CRM, the database tool, right? And you got to go in, you got to look at what was happening. You got to go back and look in their folder at their notes of what was happening at the time they gave you a referral. That is to help you understand if you have referral hot zones, which is a particular time or spot within your client experience when you receive referrals. But again, you've got to track to discover those patterns. Right? And for some of you, right? So I gave 3 referral hot zones. Let me give a 4th. So the first one I gave is right after they sign up, or right after they say yes to working with you. The second one is like when the work is delivered and there's just all this excitement for what you've just done for them. The third is when there's results received and they're like, this is super powerful. They have this major connection to you and what you've done for them. And the fourth one could be like, they don't actually ever give you referrals until the client experience is ended and they're somewhere in the alumni stage for whatever reason. And so that's 4 just different referral hot zones. But again, you could have a different one. So a referral hot zone could be a particular time and spot within your client experience when you receive referrals. Or you may not have any referral hot zones because it's not based on time or something that's happened, but it is much more person specific. It is because of the client experience that you are delivering on the same thing for everybody. And these people are more likely to refer you and these people are not. So again, folks, we won't know this stuff until we look at the data. What leads somebody to refer you over somebody else? Well, you're going to have to make some guesstimates, let's be honest, unless you're going to go right out and ask them why you referred me, which is a super valuable exercise that we will be doing in the 4-day referral challenge coming up at the end of August. If you've never done it, it's amazing. I'll even tell you what to say, but you got to sign up for the challenge coming up on August 30th. But what I want you to understand is that sometimes it's just the person and it's not one particular moment in your client experience. It's just the whole totality of working with you. And they're the type that refers people and talks about people that they love working with. And so they refer you. So your referral hot zones may be based on a particular time or spot, or they may be based on people. And you won't know until you do the data dive and you get in there and you figure it out. And for some of you, you're going to be like, I don't have any data to dive into. And okay, but we start tracking from this point forward, right? Like we move forward with what we got. And the other point I want to make sure that you understand is I do also believe that at moments, there are times within your client experience based on what you do and how you deliver your work where you could be planting some referral seeds. So when you think about planting referral seeds with someone who's never referred you, you're not ever going to get to say, thank you for referring me to so-and-so because they never referred you. So we have to use what I teach in the Growth by Referrals program and soon in the Sticky Client Experience program, because we're redoing it, indirect referral seeds. And those are specific things that we say, specific types of language that we say, and we use it sparingly, my friends. This is not like every time I talk to you, I am using an indirect referral seed on you, right? But there are times where we will use different types, usually indirect referral seeds within our client experience. And that's really important for us to note. Now, here's one of my favorite referral seed tips to share. And so I want you guys all to know this. And I want you to know when you're done listening today, you're like, okay, I got this one great tip. I got it in my back pocket and I know how to pull it out whenever I need it as I'm going through and making my client experience better. That there is a great time to plant a referral seed. And it's actually a direct one. But if you are working with a client that was referred to you, please make sure at some point in your client experience, you are reminding them of that. When somebody comes to work with you and somebody else referred them to you, please remind them and say, I'm so glad we get to work together because so-and-so referred you to me. It is such a simple referral seed to plant. Is it the only one you can plant? Of course not. Can you plant it with people who weren't referred? Of course not. It only works in that one scenario, right? And that is a combination of when you're thinking about what referral seeds you could use. It also depends on what you do. Like there is a time and a space when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate. And I know when I'm dealing with, like I'm working with the folks who are in my inner circle and we are talking about all of my programs. Like we're talking about Growth by Referrals and Sticky Client Experience and any kind of questions they have with that because we've got group sessions or they've got quarterly group sessions or quarterly one-on-one sessions with me. We're diving into all of that stuff. But where I tell one person, say the real estate agent, of where to plant referral seeds versus where I may tell the attorney to plant referral seeds in the client experience will be different. There is no one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to your client experience and the language you're going to use, referral or not, within your client experience. I know most of us just want, Stacy, hit the easy button, tell me what to say, and I'll say it, and I'll say it all day long. If it worked that way, that would be awesome. I would probably charge you $1 million for that one easy button then because you'd be making hand over fist money with all those referrals you were getting. But that's not what it looks like. There's a strategy behind this. And there's an understanding of how we treat people through this process. And of course, we want to make sure that everything we do, right down to the referral seed messaging we do, has our client's best interest at heart. But also taking care of them and also making sure we remember to plant referral seeds so that if they are the type of person who's willing to refer, or if it is a referral hot zone, we are leveraging those opportunities. So that's what I wanted you guys to understand when it comes to receiving referrals from your client experience. Now, I mentioned that if you don't know why people refer you, I'm going to walk you through what to say and how to get that information in the challenge coming up that starts on August 30th. So really quickly, let me give you that link to sign up. That is stacybrownrandall.com/challenge. Go to that link. You're going to sign up with your name and your email. You'll get a you're in email, and then the Sunday night before, you'll get your workbook, your housekeeping email with all the things you need to know. When do I go live? I go live every day for 4 days. And then we do a live webinar on the 5th day to kind of connect all the dots for you. But when do I go live? When do the emails come out? What do you expect? You get all of that when you sign up. stacybrownrandall.com/challenge. And that is our 4-day referral challenge. And I can't wait for you guys to join me. And I'm going to teach you the exact language to use when you're trying to figure out why somebody refers you. If you don't know, it is so powerful. People have cried, my friends. This is how powerful this process is. So if you haven't done this challenge with me, please come do it. It's so fun. The more of you who do it, the more fun it is for me to see all the different thoughts and results and ideas and questions that you guys have. All right, so don't forget, sign up for the challenge. Just go to the show notes page if it's easier for you for this episode, stacybrownrandall.com/165. That is for episode 165, and Stacy has an E. And of course, coming up next week is episode 166. Guess what? We're getting back to our referral topic. That's right. I mean, technically today was about referrals as well. It was just wrapping up this client experience series. And oh no, it makes me sad, but we are done with the client experience series. And we are moving into some more goodness on our referral topics. And I have kind of a crazy episode for you guys next week. Super excited about this one. Sometimes I'm a little amazed and scared at how my brain works. But I've got some referral lessons from a failed cantaloupe garden. Yes, my friends, you're going to have to join me next week, episode 166, to be like, what is Stacy talking about? With referral lessons from a failed cantaloupe garden. It's coming up. All right, until then, take control and grow your business. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Roadmap to Grow Your Business podcast. To access all resources and links mentioned in today's show and to connect with Stacy, head over to www.stacybrownrandall.com.